so that I could actually work it off my being on my hands, and the hands are nicely then actually extended into the ground. Or, and that would be even better in that position, because I'm going to have a slight pull of my coccyx and of my sacrum into the back part, so I'm not slumping here. That would be out of the testicle expansion if I just pull and compress my lumbar spine here, but I just actually look for the opposite, which is like I'm lifting and just pulling a little bit my lumbar spine and the sacrum and the coccyx into the back. See here. And then from there, I could even actually, I could have my head like that, but I can also lower my head and get a little bit of a pull for my cervicals into the beginning of into my skull here. And I'm nicely open, and then I'm looking for a nice opening for my cervicals here, right? And if I'm doing that quite well, my arms are not so weight-bearing, but it's actually the opening and the stretch through that testicle kind of structure, which is called spine. I can be quite easily suspended in space. And then what I do is that I actually see if I could, which I never did it on a bench like that, but there's always something new. And then I actually see if I could do a kind of a wave motion. And I kind of just let my vertebrae, especially the thoracic spine, move a little bit like pearls in water, or a buoy in water. And I just see if I could do and find maybe a bigger one. This would be front back. But I could also find kind of rotational kind of movements. I could get up on my hands and play a little bit more into the shoulders and all that kind of gliding, sliding areas here. I can get myself down and just start the movement from a little bit more at the top end, and I would just play a little bit of a pushing into the ground and engaging in a very gentle and easy kind of a way, opening into the cervicals through that kind of gentle variations. Just quite nice to do. And I'm still suspended, as you see. I'm not collapsed. Yeah, so that I have a nice pull here in between. It's not so easy as it could be on a chair, because usually on a chair your hands and your arms become very free, which is really, really nice. So the other an alternative position would be, and also I really encourage you to play with that, would be here on all fours, and there I can just do the same thing, which is I extend my sit bones, I extend my coccyx, I extend the back of my spine, and I also extend here, so I'm not broken up, but I'm really nicely extended. I hold a little bit to support the lumbar spine with and throughout the front part of the belly muscles, and then I could just do that kind of refined and fluid dance through my cobra spine in that kind of a row. So that would be just one here, and I could do side. I could do circular kind of movements to engage different kinds of orientations. I could stretch a little bit into my back, and then opposite into the front. With a bigger hands one more time on the forearm. And also find that kind of little bit of attraction from the tip into the base. See here, I shift my weight back. I help myself to really open the lumbers, and I'm not doing that. I'm still suspended. And then I get in there what I call a micro movement, which means I would really like to have the dance of single vertebrae at a time. And the idea is, because it's actually not so tiring, it's just hot. So the idea is that fluid dynamic, because most of it is actually water, is to remember it's 63 degrees and a little bit of fiber. So that the water in the fluids actually would just get that vertebra and the soft tissues to just dance around, along, between, up, on top, below that vertebra. It's so nice because we are in the ocean. And if you see that things where the lobster are actually, the lobster cages are actually located, you can exactly see that they do this kind of dance. And that's what the vertebra actually, you may just find that, right? So that from there, we go into, here we are, I'm suspended, not here. So that I could go into that, what I call a micro movement. Which is like, I just see if I could just play a little bit with that kind of idea that I have the possibility, the ability, the fluid dynamics, to have that soft tissue with the watery stuff in there. Dance with the bones. Call it Fascia, whatever you want to call it. Mind. Yeah? And from there you could just lower it a little bit. Or you could get into the cervicals again. I really like the little bit, so you push a little bit from the top of your skull and you just do a little bit of that. Angling into the different kind of areas of your cervicals, which are usually quite hard to get. But in that regard, you actually can angle a little bit and you will have a nice but really gentle stretch in and around that very often very, very tight tissues. And you know, cervical vertebrae are very tiny and delicate structure. So if you do a gross movement, you probably will not actually respond to them. So they deserve a very refined kind of a movement, right? So, and it's really nice to play a little bit with the pressure into here, so that the tissues are as well loaded a little bit. So as most of us don't do handstands anymore, very often that's very weak at the same time, but in that kind of regard, we actually can easily just feel a little bit of a very nice opening. Small, tiny changes may just actually have a huge effect, and not the big ones. So that's the magic of refinement, actually. So we have another kind of magic healing medicine here, right? And from there, I would also invite you, that's the most easiest position here. Get on your belly. And we're gonna just play at the end, just with micro movement around the tip of your coccyx, which is also the starting of your back part of the pelvic floor, which is quite important. But I will not get into that kind of gross contractions, because I really want to get into the dance at the tip of the coccyx, and you will probably, if you really listen quite carefully, and you listen into the body, you will find that you get quite some interesting responses into the front part as well. See, I'm going to show that to you just for a minute to make sure that you get the idea what it is about. So I'm going to have my fluid back here, and the fluid dynamics of the cobra spine. A little bit like as if the cobra spine would be a watery snake dancing in water. Just get back vertebra at a time. Give me a moment to find them. And then from there have a nice spread, maybe even like in different kinds of areas. And then I would just lower that and get into what I say and just suggest it into the sacrum and the continuation of the sacrum into the coccyx. And here I don't want to have the big guys and muscles involved. I want to get into, remember, the tiny ones, the kind of the deep ones. Multifid is a fish muscle, originated by the first fish shown up in the ancient oceans, and that's actually exactly what I'm looking for. If my fish nature would still know what to do, and then I can go way down till I'm at the end of my coccyx, playing a little bit with figure 8 motions, circle kind of motions, something. And I'm still not doing that. I'm not closing up. I lift a little bit, which is very nice because with that kind of lift, you also help from the front part of your transversus to spread the sheets of the lumbofascial fascia, and then just play a little bit into the space. And what I'm also not doing is not doing that. I'm not squeezing. I really want to get into that tiny, deep inner muscles and the fascial wrappings around.